Hello and welcome back to the Help Where Nerds podcast. I'm your host, Ethan, and today I'm joined by two nerds of the round table. Would you like to introduce yourself, girls?
Hi, I'm Kerry, and I'm Mum.
Hi, I'm Ashley, and I am top nerd currently.
Awesome. So today we're going to be talking about The Walking Dead. Now, this isn't one of my areas of expertise. I kind of dropped the series in season 2, so this will be more of your guys' episode. So I'm going to hand it over to you guys and let you guys discuss. I will jump in here and there when I've got some stuff to say, but take it over, girls.
Where do we start?
I was going to ask by asking you from why you dropped it in season 2.
Yeah,
Comic book accuracy. Now, I'm not a stickler for not changing anything at all. I understand when adaptations happen, things have to change. That's just how the world works, right?
mm-hmm.
But there's a reason why I can't stand the Percy Jackson movies and the reason why I dropped The Walking Dead. When you change too much, you may as well have made your own thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And The Walking Dead did that. And it started in season 2 when they changed how Laurie died.
Ah,
Right.
you're going to go on about Judith.
Yeah, she shouldn't have survived.
I get that.
I do agree with you, but they are two different universes. It's your comic universe and your TV universe. And Pickman was involved in both, and he wanted it different for the TV because then fans of the franchise have two different stories that they can keep going with instead of like having the one story in the comics translating onto TV. He made that decision to make some changes so that you've got two different takes on The Walking Dead, basically. So I kind of agree. I kind of see what you're saying, but the fact that the writer was the one that wanted to change it, I think, he does make it a bit different, and it means that you can read
Yeah,
and
I get that. And
differently.
if some fans like the fact that the author's gone back and made some editorial changes, because that's kind of what they do when they make those sort of
Yeah.
changes, then that's for them, but it wasn't for me. So that's why I dropped it. I did jump in every now and again. Like I said, I did watch Glenn's death with you, Mum.
Yeah, I'm going to say, I know you watched that, but that was comic book accurate. And I actually think that the reason that was comic book accurate is because there was a lot of backlash when Laurie died, how she died, with people saying, no, that's not true to comics. So I think that's, and I do remember when that came out, everyone saying Glenn had better get his comic book death. Everybody was saying that. So, like, he listened to the fans and he's like, right, they want the comic book death, so we've got to give him the comic book death. Although, how many times did Glenn die? Or did we think Glenn was dead?
Oh, I know. It was a lot. Plus,
It
to
was.
be fair, with Glenn's death, they psyched us out with Abraham as well.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Oh, I'm now traumatizing myself because I'm now hearing Negan in my head going, "Oh, taking it like a champ," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's so horrible to watch."
Yeah, it was.
It is, but
I still watched it.
God,
I still rewatched it.
It's satisfying to see it on screen after seeing it on page.
Yeah, but again, that was changed a bit because Abraham didn't die there. Abraham should have had the death with the that girl got.
And what I'm saying is that small changes for adaptation purposes don't bother me. It's big changes, and you'll probably address this later on. I know you will, but there are more bigger changes that come later on in the show that definitely solidified why I was like, yeah, I made the right decision and not continuing this.
Yeah, you're on about Carl there, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah. I mean, what they did to that actor were disgusting.
Chandler Rigg.
Yeah, Chandler Rigg.
Yeah.
What they did to him were disgusting because he'd moved there and bought an house so that he could continue, and they just sacked him so they didn't have to pay him adult money, basically.
hmm And then
So,
basically tried to give Carl's storyline
to Judy.
to Judith.
Yeah.
And learning that
Which
reinforced my viewpoint. So
Yeah.
is in we can talk a little bit about the earlier seasons, I guess. But
Mm.
I think I think the question when we posited the kind of episode title was, has The Walking Dead gone too far? Like, should The Walking Dead die? I think that's what kind of led to this kind of let's have a discussion about this. I think we're already kind of doing it where we're comparing later seasons to the earlier seasons. And I think the earlier seasons for me were scary
Yes.
to some extent. They were unpredictable.
Mhm.
Like it was a bit like Game of Thrones. You never knew who was going to die. No one was safe really, apart from up until the later seasons, the grinds. Like
Yeah.
you thought, Rick and Carl were probably safe,
Which is
but
why
everybody,
I think they killed Carl as well,
yeah.
to give the shock factor. But they should have
To me,
killed Rick.
yeah, to me, it was one or the other. You didn't have to kill
Yeah.
both of them off, and both of
Yeah.
them were killed off in the space of the season.
Well, Rick weren't killed.
Well, no, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
In universe, up until the very end, they think he is, right?
Yeah.
Well, some do, some don't.
So,
That's why
some
Daryl
don't do.
and Michonne go off to find him.
Yeah.
But the point is, both characters were written off the series, and for me, you didn't have to do both.
No.
It could have been one or the other if you wanted the shock factor.
Yeah.
But almost every time you watched an episode and something would happen, you knew that there wasn't a guarantee that your favorite was going to still be around by the end of the
Exactly.
episode or the season. And a lot of those deaths were hard hitting, but it made it feel realistic.
Yeah. I mean, the big
Because
one, I've just started rewatching, and I'm on season 2 at the minute, and I've just watched Sophia when Sophia comes out the barn. And
heartbreaking.
I mean, watching it last night, I was still like, oh my God, watching Carol like drop. But I've got to say, big up Disney Plus here, because I watched that episode with Sophia coming out the barn, Carol falling on the floor and whatnot. And then, when like you move it on to the next episode and Disney Plus does the background
Yeah.
of the thing. Well, before that, it had just been a picture of Daryl.
Mm-hmm.
The end of that episode, it was Carol just after Henry died.
Really?
And I thought, that's brilliant, because
Yeah.
they've like put them together,
Mm-hmm.
sort of thing. And I know it's just something really little, but it was something I picked straight away. I was like, that's just after Henry. And I was like, oh my God, that's brilliant. How they've like connected them with the picture, basically. Because like, she went through the same thing with Henry, didn't she?
Yes.
Like seeing
Later
him
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they were actually brother and sister, in real life.
Oh, the actor and actress.
Actors.
That played Sophia and Henry. They were both brother and sister.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And I think there were another one as well. I'm not sure. Was there a time jump between Henry being little and then in growing up?
Yes.
Right. So the one that played the little one is also the sibling.
Because it like shows Carol and Ezekiel, I think, at the end of one of the seasons, doesn't it? They've just adopted Henry and they're going to rebuild the kingdom.
Yeah,
and then we time jump to the kingdom flourishing.
Yeah. So I'm almost positive. I will have to double check, but I am almost positive that all three of them, the two Henrys and Sophia, are all siblings in real life.
Oh wow! I didn't know that. That's really cool.
So I thought that was cool too. How they all play. I mean, they've got to be into all that kind of stuff as a family, surely.
Yeah, but I think the way that the kids, not just the storylines, but all the stuff behind the scenes as well, is really cool. With how up until how they did Chandler Dirty, I thought that the way that they're handling stuff with the kids were actually really cool. Because isn't Daryl's jacket later on, when it gets mended, it's the actress that plays Judith that actually drew it, right?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So she's the one that draws the kind of mismatched angel wings. And I
Yeah,
thought that was awesome.
yeah. And he still wears that, doesn't he?
He does, yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, and then obviously you've got the relationship between Judith and Negan, and also
yeah.
how even though Negan, when he was in charge of Saviors, he's the one that kills Glenn. It's kind of like an eye
Mhm.
for an eye. I can't let it slide, sort of thing. Him and Maggie
Sorry,
by the
an
end.
eye for an eye.
Oh God, what did I just do? That badger, my badger. Naughty me. But yeah, um, excuse the fuck out of my French or whatever it would be that Negan would say. Yeah, obviously later on, Negan protects Herschel and has
Yeah,
like this kind of feels like he's got to protect him because of what
yeah,
happened with
yeah.
Glenn. So there's very
That's
interesting
Dead City,
dynamics.
isn't it? I've not
Yeah,
watched the second season of Dead City. I've not watched the whole season of Daniel Dixon either. I've seen some of it, but I couldn't get on with subtitles.
yeah, because that's in France, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I was
Yeah,
saying to somebody I need to go and learn French so I can actually watch it.
I guess that would make it easier. But I think that's the thing, isn't it? Right. So you have the OG Walking Dead, which,
Yeah,
in my opinion, maybe went on a bit too long,
I
or
agree.
certain storylines.
Yeah,
I think certain ones went on too long, and then others were kind of rushed a little bit towards the end.
yeah.
And I know I wish we'd have just contracted that down a little bit. But then we had all these spin-offs. We had Fear the Walking Dead, we had World
Hmm.
Beyond. Now we've got
I
Dead
like that.
City, World Beyond.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I did. I like
I,
that one.
I love the little tidbit that corduroy could be used as the walker deterrent. Like they can't bite through the thick fabric of
Yeah,
the corduroy. And I was like, great. So now we can look stylish in the
well,
apocalypse. I really liked I liked Fear in its early stages as well.
yeah.
This
I
idea
think
of
it's early
how
stages.
did
I've not watched it all.
because yeah, I think I stopped watching at the end. I think it's season 5 when Madison leads the horde into the stadium. That's when I stopped watching Fear.
I
But
think I
I
must have
do,
stopped before you because I don't remember that.
yeah, I'd say, and I think there's another 2 seasons, I want to say,
Yeah, I
that
think there
go
is.
on after that.
See, my
But
understanding was that fear
mhm,
was supposed to be how it happened, how the outbreak happened, and that's not what it turned into. It
mhm,
turned into just another set of people living in that world.
yeah, as in we did see the very beginning of
Yeah, but only for
the
the first
outbreak
couple of
through
episodes.
Fear. Yeah, it's not for very long.
My understanding when they brought fear out was that it was all going to be like the whole season would have been where it were like just starting and showing the research and setting up the safe zones and stuff like that. I thought it were all going to be about that, but it weren't. It were only like 2 or 3 episodes, and then it were
Yeah,
basically we were following another group like Rick's
yeah,
in a different part of America.
yeah. See,
So
I didn't know I knew Fear was going back to the beginning, but I thought Fear was going to deal with kind of that. What happens if you try and survive the apocalypse another way? Because I know whenever I watched Walking Dead to begin with, my brain went like 10,000 miles an hour of like, with if they put, and I don't know if listeners probably, yeah, everyone probably did this. So, comment
what
your
did I do?
plans for your zombie apocalypse survival. But yeah, what would you do? And I remember at the time thinking, well, surely if you know water, you'd head out to sea. Like you'd head out on a boat. Like you'd head out from away from mass civilization. And
Yeah,
that's exactly what fear do. And it doesn't and
it would work.
well, it doesn't work. And it
Yeah,
basically shows that like no matter what your survival plan is, it's very unlikely
yeah,
to work. Because obviously they end up on the boat, but they start by going to the militarized safe zones that are
yeah,
supposedly 100% fine.
yeah.
Um, and then in World Beyond, they go to the university
Yeah,
to
but World
where
Beyond is at the end of the end of it, isn't it?
but they flash back to the beginning, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
With everyone trying to get inside.
yeah,
And they show the kind of rush to get inside and how it's a bit selective over who gets in and who doesn't.
yeah.
And I think that's the kind of sad thing, that no matter what your plan would be for the zombie apocalypse, if you're not in the know, you're probably screwed.
Yes.
To be honest, I remember at the time I lived near the armories, and I was thinking, great, I'm near all these medieval weapons. So if it was to happen, I could lock myself in there and learn how to use a mace or something and have a really cool zombie apocalypse weapon.
I think
So
little nerd likes that.
I was going to say, I wondered if you could hear it. I don't know what's so funny.
I think
I,
Mummy
I
using
would
a sword to fend off a zombie is what's so funny.
possibly. Here he is thinking he's going to be like Judy with Tyrone. I'm going to strap him on in a carrier and then just walk and be fine. Somehow I don't think I'm halfway as cool as Carol. I'm afraid we'll have to find a Carol.
Gonna
I love
be
Carol.
gonna be totally honest with people. I know it's a zombie show, but the most unrealistic thing about that entire show was they were able to raise a baby in the zombie apocalypse.
Raise multiple. The
Yeah.
village isn't the only.
Like it's one of the most unrealistic things in the entire show, and it's a show about zombies.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I don't think it is. I think it shows that no matter what happens, the human race keeps going. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's like saying babies couldn't be born in war.
I think it's a little different.
Well, it's not.
It's not.
No, it's not, because there was still that danger that you could be walking down the street and get killed.
You literally have living dead at your door.
Yeah.
Well, not always.
No, I'm going to say, they like learned how to protect them and that, didn't they? Unless they were whisperers, and then if it cried, they just put it in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
That were horrible, that.
I know. To be fair, there's a lot of horrible deaths in The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
That one was horrible. I know we're going to talk about others going forward, but I just want to do an honourable mention to Elijah, because his death is Elijah, isn't it? With the rotating door. I'm sure his name was Elijah.
Noel. Yeah.
With the rotating door, yes.
Oh God,
it's been a long time since I've watched the earlier seasons of Walking Dead. That one was I was destroyed by that death. That death haunted me.
It was, because they held the door, didn't they?
Yes.
And it was horrible. It was. Wait, Noel or Noah?
Noah. It was Noah.
Yeah, that's it. They were in the hospital, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was when Rick, him, and there's somebody else are doing a scavenge hunt.
Yeah, we're after hospital, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah. And they get
because they were an orderly in hospital.
Yes, that's right. And then the one person that's with him and Rick that isn't him is trying to he panics and he's trying to get out the door.
The same dude that leaves Glenn in the dumpster.
I think so. Oh, well, just an absolutely cowardly piece of shit then.
I'm sure it's the same dude.
But that death was, oh, no.
Yeah. That one. There's loads. Urshul's death, I don't like that. That brought me.
That one I believe is comic book accurate.
Sorry?
I believe that one is comic book accurate.
Yeah, it is.
Obviously, we have to do Micah's death. I'm sure that's how you pronounce the name.
No,
look at the flowers. That's her sister. Lily.
Micah's sister. Yeah.
So it's Lily then, the one that's look at the flowers.
Yeah.
Which is awful. Oh, there's loads. I was in Bitch. Andrea.
Yeah, that's not nice. I think they replaced what you were talking about earlier, Ethan, because obviously in the comic books, Andrea is Michonne.
Mm-hmm.
Like Laurie was supposed to die by the governor's hand, but I think they made it Andrea, because Andrea died by the governor's hand. It were a different death, but it's like instead of having Laurie die there, they had Andrea die there. And that were only because people didn't like the actress.
Is that the only reason that Andrea got killed off?
Yeah, they did. People didn't like the actress for some reason. I thought she
Oh,
was alright.
I thought you were.
Mad
Ah,
guy, then.
that's a shame. So yeah, so obviously we've got some horrible exits, but on the opposite side, we've also got some fantastic, I think, introductions.
Yeah. And Sasha's death while we're on it,
Oh, of course, yeah.
because I thought that was amazing. It were like she killed herself, didn't she?
Yes, to
To
try and
save
kill
everyone.
Negan. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I thought that was good.
I think as well, was it Tyrese's death where he kept imagining everybody?
Oh God, yeah. Oh, that broke my heart. That
That was a
absolutely
really
broke
kind
my
of,
heart. When he wrecked
yeah.
my fever dreams.
hmm
Yeah,
That was a heavy hitting episode.
yeah, it was a very heavy
And
episode.
a villain that had a sad death was Merle as well, I
Oh,
think.
yeah, I was going to mention Merle earlier when you were talking, and it went out my head again. But when Daryl has to put him down,
I know, and he keeps on pushing him away because he doesn't want
yeah,
to do it.
yeah, yeah. I don't actually think the fact. I mean, as you both know, that actor to me is Merle. Even when we watch Guardians of the Galaxy, I go, Merle's here.
Yep.
So because he will be Merle for me forever, because he, he encompassed it, that role. He really did. I thought he were absolutely brilliant in it. I thought he were really, really good. And seeing Daryl when he had to put him down, I think that's what the heartbreaking thing was.
hmm
And that was Governor and all, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Do you know
I
what? I
don't
think
think
Governor were actually worse than Negan.
I thought you were going to say that you think the governor was the worst one.
Yeah.
I don't. Negan's such a funny villain, right? Because he is a villain when he's introduced, but Jeffrey D. Morgan is so damn charismatic
Yeah, but if
that it's
Negan
so
villain,
hard, even
And hot.
he is
yeah,
very hot. Very, very hot. But
yeah. He's a villain
you
that
call
you
him a
just really
villain,
love. Yeah,
I don't. I don't see Negan as a villain.
I suppose he's very clear about what his rules are.
Yeah.
Because at that
Oh,
point, I'm not gonna lie, Rick was doing my head in the
yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Like
See,
almost everything was like, I'm gonna do it my way. And I
yeah.
feel like Rick, just you're not even in
Listen
the
to other
right.
people. Yeah.
Listen to the people.
Yeah. But it turned into a shame.
He did. He had his
That's
shame
what happened.
moment.
It turned into shame. And after watching, like I said, I'm rewatching, I'm on season 2 at the moment. And I watched the episode that I watched after the Sophia episode.
Mm-hmm.
God, I hate Shane. I actually didn't, I couldn't remember how much I hated him until I was watching it. I was just before I went to sleep, I was like, freaking hate Shane. So, and I had to put me Audible on because all I kept thinking was, can't wait to watch him die.
I felt that way about Sebastian Milton. Not to skip to the end. I couldn't wait to watch
Yeah,
him die.
yeah. It's just like, I just can't wait for you to go. Do you know what I mean? So we just, oof. But that's what I think Rick turned into him. So I suppose that what that's showing is that leadership can become too much.
The weight of
But
authority is corrupting.
yeah, because Shane was the leader until Rick came back.
Also, Shane and Rick were best friends up until
Shane shagged Laurie,
yeah.
basically. Because
So
Judith's not Rick's kid, is she?
no.
She's Shane's.
I think she's the kind of the first instance of like you make your own family, and then
Yeah,
from there you see a lot more of kind of the apocalypse means like got a lot of people that are family because they've had no choice but to come together.
yeah, yeah. Bit like
But
Abraham and Rosita and Eugene.
yeah, a bit like that. Um,
Yeah,
the thing I was going to mention Eugene,
I love
mainly
Eugene.
Eugene, but because I was going to say like we've talked about kind of exits, but when I think of entrances, obviously we've talked about how amazing Negan is, but
Yeah.
I loved the introduction of Eugene,
Eugene. Yeah. I know where the
Abraham and
cure is.
Rosie. Yeah, and then come in this like bloody big army tank, and it's like,
Yeah.
what? So yeah, Eugene and his whole storyline, the introduction of Jesus.
Oh
I
yeah,
love,
Jesus Vase. I love Jesus.
I love
It's
him so
like
much.
Jesus as well.
Isn't that why they call him Jesus?
Yeah, I know. But
I was
I
gonna
thought
say
that
his
was
actual name.
as soon
His actual name's Paul.
as I said it, I was like, yeah, that's why they call him Jesus, the idiot.
But he's just so cool. He was such a cool character.
The cool. I didn't like it. It was awful when he died as well.
Yeah, but that brings me on to another cool entrance of
Yeah,
the Whisperers and Beta.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know, like that was such a shock. I remember watching that, and I think I phoned you up immediately afterwards
yeah,
and was like, "Did you watch it? Did you watch it? Did you watch it?" Because it was like, "What?" Or did
yeah,
you watch it and then you said that? Oh, I can't remember. One of us had watched it slightly before the other and was
yeah,
basically on the phone, being like, "Finish it, finish it, finish it,"
yeah,
and stayed on the phone while the other person finished the episode, and then was like, "Oh my God, what's just happened?"
yeah. That was good. That was good.
Um,
I liked the Whisperers storyline.
I did.
A lot of
I
people
thought that
didn't, but I liked it.
I think I preferred Beta though as a villain to Alpha.
Yeah, I did. I did. She played a good part though.
Oh, she played a cracking part.
Yeah,
Absolutely brilliant.
but yeah, I did
Um,
prefer Beta. He were a top pop star, wasn't he?
yeah, and obviously that's reflected in how he dies as well, where
Yeah,
he thinks it's his adoring fans.
yeah,
He just surrenders himself to the crowd of walkers.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the Commonwealth story. I want right into that, to be honest. I think it's because when the Commonwealth came in, I thought Rick would come back at that point. So I think I were a bit
I
disappointed by it because I were expecting him to come back.
I
Because we
think
got
this as well. I wrote this
Jada
down in
back.
my notes. I wrote this down in my notes for this episode, actually, that I was
Right.
going to ask you if, like me, you'd have thought that instead of having the ones who live, it would have been better to have rewritten the final seasons to have
Yeah,
included that storyline.
yeah, I do. I
Because I
think that's
just
how it
think
should have ended.
there was no real reason to separate the two out.
No, no, they weren't.
And it would have had more impact.
Yeah,
Yeah, the ones who live, it's especially the beginning episodes, like they're quite moving, and then
yeah,
we do get a satisfactory conclusion at the end. But I thought this could have been mixed in with everything we
mm,
got in the final two seasons of the original Walking Dead. You could have cut some crap from both, and
yeah,
we could have built to the destruction
yeah, yeah,
and the
definitely.
rebuilding. Like we could have
Yeah,
built to that. Instead, it felt like all the storylines were kind of a bit rushed to kind of get through them and
yeah,
kind of you had also like the CRM and the Commonwealth,
mm,
both storylines are going off simultaneously, to the point
yeah.
where
I think
actually I
that's
got a
what
bit
I meant.
confused as to who was who.
I think that's what I meant. I think I meant CRM that I didn't like
Yeah, that's
rather
the
than
one where
Commonwealth. Yeah, because like you say, they were both like intermingled, weren't they?
yeah. And that talked about alphas and betas as well, didn't it? With Jada
Yeah,
being like, I've got an A, I've got a B.
yeah,
So, they could have very easily gone to be very like it could have very easily been part of the main show.
yeah. It
Um,
could.
and we could have still had kind of the introduction of some of the later cast because I'm not advocating at any point to have got rid of a lot of the people that came on board,
Mm.
like Princess, for example. Bloody love Princess.
Yeah, I did. I loved Princess. But
And that
why?
whole puppet show down.
Yeah, yeah. But like you say, they could have put that into last season.
Hmm.
That could have all been put into last season. You could have condensed your Commonwealth CRM
Hmm.
and then you have your mid-season break,
Hmm.
and then you do the ones who live,
Yeah.
and then it ends with Rick and Michonne coming back,
Hmm.
and that would be a complete ending to Walking Dead, and it would have been tied up. I mean, I think out of the follow-up ones, I've watched Dead City. Well, I've watched all of them, but I've not continued.
I guess I guess we're kind of all on the same page then, right? The
Yeah,
kind of the Walking Dead and the universe of Walking Dead, but it's had some great kind of beats and hits throughout the season. Probably it's kind of run its course at this
yeah, I do
stage.
think it's run its course.
Um,
When it were first on, for first what, for first 7 seasons,
mhm,
I couldn't wait to watch it.
yeah.
Then it veered off where I'd like, oh, I'll wait a couple of weeks and I'll watch a few together. Then I
Mhm,
got back to wanting to watch it when Whispers were on.
yeah.
And then I went back to, I'll just watch it when I can. When the new seasons came out, I watched the first seasons avidly,
Mhm,
but I haven't been that bothered about going back for the second seasons.
mhm,
So, like I said, I couldn't really get on with Daryl Dixon one, but that's only because I can't. I'm one of these people that can't watch telly with subtitles.
mm.
So, I mean, I know you lot. Well, I don't think you do it as much, Ashley, but watch TV with subtitles on all the time, and I don't get it.
So when you're referring to that with me, it's not regular programs, it's only anime, and it's because it's all in Japanese.
Right. Oh, well, that would answer why then. So, but
I don't know.
your youngest sibling watches everything with subtitles on.
I think that's a comprehension thing. If the
Right,
subtitles are on, it kind of helps take the information in better.
right.
I believe
Well,
that was the explanation I was given because I was like, why is everything? Because the volume's got a bit, it's not like the volume's turned down, the volume's at
yeah,
quite
yeah,
high
volume
volume.
normal. Yeah,
And then subtitles are on. And I asked once because I was like, this is actually a bit annoying. But I will say, I don't watch normal telly usually with subtitles, and subtitles used to really annoy me too. But
mm,
then when I watch, they called Squid Games. When I watched the first
yeah,
season of Squid Games, I couldn't stand the dubbing. We tried to watch the first episode with the dubbing, and it
mm,
did our head in. So we watched it in its original Korean with
yeah.
subtitles on. And from that point, we've been able to watch things with subtitles on.
All right. You see, I watched the dub version. I thought I didn't mind it. I did read somewhere though that putting subtitles on helps with reading
Mm,
as well. So, like, if you've got a child that's not really interested in books, I can't remember where I read it. It was some educational thing that I was reading, and it said if
hmm
you've got a child that would only watch telly and won't actually read your books, to put subtitles on your TV
hmm
to help them read. But obviously, all you three have been big readers, so I've never done that. So that's why I couldn't understand it.
It might be because I obviously on social media when you're scrolling through TikTok or Reels or something, quite often there'll be subtitles. So if you don't want the volume on, say you're scrolling like at night, you'll be
Yeah,
used to reading.
yeah. So that's
Um,
probably what it is then.
so
So
it's probably a technology change thing.
yeah, yeah.
Subtitles are
Anyway,
also
completely off
there
the
on
subject. That
videos to grab your attention when you're
yeah,
scrolling on things like TikTok because they grab your
Mm.
attention more likely. That's just speaking as someone who does that.
yeah. Right. Well, we've veered completely off Walking Dead there. Sorry.
We have, but it's absolutely fine, like we said.
Yeah.
But I'd be
I
so
think the
interested to
second
know, like,
season of Daryl, I think that's based in UK. So I
mm,
might, if I can find where it's on, I might give it a go.
yeah, because I saw an article the other day that said, like, because of how Daryl Dixon's been going, like, there's an opportunity for Walking Dead to really go global. And
Mm.
basically, its spin-offs being how have the different countries and different continents reacted to the outbreak. Because I think I think it's in Fear, where a satellite falls to
Yes.
Earth and they realize that the zombie virus had even infected it's by dominating everyone. So it's
Yeah.
even affected people that have been out in the space station.
Yeah.
Um, so like it will have affected the entire world. There's no way you could go where it won't have
Yeah. Well, I think doing
affected
that with
anyone.
Daryl Dixon, because he's gone over to France, then he's gone to UK, and I think he's also in Switzerland or somewhere.
Okay. Obviously, I've not watched Sarah Dixon yet. Can you explain to me how he's managing to travel between continents when there's no planes?
Boat.
What, he gets on a little boat?
He gets on a boat. Yeah.
Yeah, but who drives the boat?
I can't remember.
Is it a big boat?
Oh no, don't
I'm
know. I think it's. a series of like boat, helicopter.
I'm just impressed that there's a travel system in a
I mean, when you think from
post-apocalyptic world.
when you think about it, from France, it'd be able to travel to like Germany, Switzerland.
Yeah,
You
so
know,
once he's in Europe, yeah, fair
yeah, you can
enough.
get all over, and it's not really that
He
far.
could walk the Eurotunnel.
It's
Is that how he gets? Is that how he gets from Paris to the UK? He walks the Eurotunnel.
You know, I'm going to look for it later to find out, don't you?
Let us know in the comments if Daryl Dixon walks the Eurotunnel, because my God, that would be hilarious.
I want to see that.
Sounds. I bet he would. I bet he could.
I want to see an American trying, like, for the first time, because obviously Daryl grows up in like the backwoods America hunting.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see his reaction. Does he also think, like me, that the Eurotunnel was going to be like going into the deep and just seeing the sea above you? Yeah, I was so disappointed when you explained to me on our way to Paris that that's not what the Eurotunnel looks like.
That's what I thought it was going to be, and someone told me it weren't. That's why I had to stop it.
We got in.
It's going to be in a big glass tunnel and see all fish and that flying around.
Yes, there's fish going above us. And we pulled in, and I was like,
forward. We're looking forward. See lights.
Look, we're in
You guys. Wait.
Thing.
Okay. Let me just get this straight. You two thought the Eurotunnel was like that bit when you go to SeaWorld or something and you go inside
underneath
and there's a big glass tunnel.
You're like in the middle of an aquarium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know how much sea pressure there is on top of the Eurotunnel?
It's under seabed, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not even in the water. It's like underneath.
Yeah, do you know how much pressure that would be though if that was built to be under the water though?
Look,
we're young girls.
Given what I knew about how you go through water, like it was a logical conclusion.
That's exactly what I thought. I always thought the Eurotunnel were like that.
So if that's what happens, and that's how Daryl gets from Paris to the UK, he walks the Eurotunnel. I want a scene where he gets into the Eurotunnel and he's very disappointed that it isn't a glass tunnel.
Oh my God.
You think you're getting a free aquarium day out, basically?
Yeah.
Oh, to quote my favourite Disney villain, I'm surrounded by idiots.
Harvey, no, I have multiple degrees.
Just no common sense.
Yeah. None in engineering, thankfully.
Yeah, thankfully.
Thankfully, you would have flooded the Eurotunnel.
I'd have been like, so can we explain to me once again why this can't be made out of glass? The thing is, at that depth as well, there'd be nothing to see. It would be very dark. I do know this, that it wouldn't all be like lit up and bright blue and look like Finding Nemo, especially going through the English Channel.
Somewhere across the sea.
It was pitch black though, wasn't it, Ashley?
It was pitch black.
It would be pitch black even if you were in a glass tunnel.
I could.
You know what?
Smoke though.
This could be at least 2 episodes of Daryl Dixon, him going through the Eurotunnel, because you're not telling me there's not at least a couple of walkers in there, and how scary is that?
Oh my God, yes, you won't be able to see him.
You won't be able to see him. And just abandoned cars and crap.
Yeah. It'd just be able to hear.
I'm loving your walker impression.
Oh, that's going on TikTok.
Just think about all those, just a moment of silence for all those sad people that got caught in the apocalypse as they were queuing up to go on their holidays.
Just a moment of silence for all those people in the line for Space Mountain that turned into a walker.
Oh my God. Why isn't that being done? Walking Dead at Disneyland. What happened at Disney the moment the outbreak started? They have a policy that you're not allowed to die there because it's the happiest place on earth.
Yeah, well,
were they forcing Cinderella and Snow White to pick walkers up and chuck them out?
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse turned into a walker, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Oh my God. No, this is why they haven't done it actually, because it'd be the stuff of nightmares. I'd never go anywhere like that ever again. I already hate characters like that.
Yes, we know, Ashley.
Like, there's
I
something
remember very well.
suspicious.
Remember very well.
You'd see Mickey Mouse and Goofy turn into walkers. It'd be something out of
But
Five
you
Nights at
wouldn't.
Freddy.
But you wouldn't because
wouldn't,
they've got
because
their
they'd be
head
costumed.
over. So
Yeah,
they'd look normal, but there'd be walkers underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be something out of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh,
I'm just saying, if anyone's listening, Walking Dead is now owned by Disney. This is 100% a crossover that could happen.
hey, it is, isn't it?
If
Are you listening,
You-
Disney? We want to walk
li-
in Mickey Mouse.
you own AMC now, go for it.
Oh my god.
Snow White and the Seven Walkers.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh
Beauty
my.
and the Beast is essentially just like
Yeah,
it's like
just
Michonne.
selling the
It's like
walker.
Michonne carrying around her walker. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because if you do Beauty and the Beast, you've got to have Robert Carlyle play the walker.
Yeah, you have.
That would be a great way. This is a great Disney crossover. Like, let's
It
just
is,
put
yeah.
everything all together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once Upon a Time meets
Once
Walking
upon a
Dead.
time, Walking Dead. All together.
It's the crossover no one knew we needed, but everyone is now one thing. We did an episode on what is Once Upon a Time. So if you haven't listened to that, go listen to it. Not that
Yeah.
you'll know what Once Upon a Time is by the time you finish it, because it's
Yeah,
too
exactly.
difficult to.
I still
Um,
don't
but
know
it's-
what Once Upon a Time is, and I filmed
But-
that episode.
But let's complicate it even more by adding zombies into the fray now.
Well, technically, there is a zombie in it.
Yeah,
Daniel.
yeah, technically.
Oh, yeah, there are. Yeah. Fair enough.
Oh
I'm
my
just
god,
saying, Marvel
Regina
Zombies
started the
did
zombie
well.
apocalypse.
Yeah, Regina started the zombie apocalypse. Now we know where it came from.
Now we know where the outbreak came from.
It came from Storyville.
Brooke.
Storyville Superman. Oh my god.
That's
That's
Smallville.
Smallville.
Oh, I don't know then.
I think isn't the name again? This will be really niche, but there used to be a show on BBC that was about like a bunch of like weirdos. And I think the village in that was called Storyville, and
might be
I
where
only
I come
remember
from.
it because I remember you watching this with I think you watched it as well, Mum, where it had the mum and son serial killer duo, and like he was
What?
obsessed with serial killers. And
Yes.
that the kid was obsessed. Well, he wasn't a kid; he was an adult that still lived with his
Yeah.
mum. But he was obsessed with serial killers, wasn't he? And his
Yeah.
mum was like, "You got to go get a hobby." So he became a serial killer, and she helped him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was called. I'm sure that was called
think it was.
Storyville.
I think it was.
And I only remember it because it was his happy song was Superman.
Yeah.
I love the
oh,
fact that you started that whole thing with it was a BBC project of a town filled with weirdos. That's like literally 90% of BBC projects.
and you're like, actually, you got to be more specific. It was about serial killers. What isn't these days?
Yeah. Oh, narrow
Ashley,
it down.
Yeah.
Ashley,
But
there were documentaries.
it wasn't a documentary. Sure.
I just googled it. Storyville,
No.
BBC. Documentaries.
Well, the program I'm talking about definitely wasn't a documentary. It was like a weird comedy program.
I'm just.
I'll look.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you found it.
I have, yeah.
Okay, cool. I was like, I
Okay.
haven't made this up. Like, anyway, this is
that
nothing
would
to
be-
do with Walking Dead. We've
No,
really
really.
veered off topic.
We always do. And the best part about it is I've barely spoke through this.
It's
know.
not even your fault this time. And anyway, Ethan, like you said, you barely spoke. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, anything you want to add?
Not really. We kind of covered my main points in the beginning of the episode, to be honest. I think that The Walking Dead is a great show for those that like it. And and that sort of thing. And I do like what it did for the zombie genre as a whole, both in comic book form and as a show. It's made it
Yeah.
so that, like, it's proven that it has a space. If it wasn't for the comic books, we wouldn't have got more zombie media. It is what directly inspired things like Marvel Zombies and Deceased for DC. So without that, we wouldn't have got Marvel Zombies, which, you know, has recently got an animated show, which we reacted to. So go check that out.
Yeah.
And things like that. But then again, you've now got shows like The Last of Us, which Walking Dead, proving that you can do zombie shows and do them well, allowed The Last of Us games to get a show.
Yes.
Right.
And
I've not
that's
seen that. I need to watch that.
it's really good. It's
It's
not
really good.
the game is better, but the show is really good. Do you know what I mean?
I'd say
Yeah.
particularly the first season. But then, if you're gonna go away and watch it, I won't spoil it. But I think it's episode 3. It's one of the episodes that's nothing to do with the main characters. It talks about like a lot. It's solely on a side plot, and it's one of the most beautiful episodes I've ever watched of anything. Like that episode
Really?
was a lovely episode. Like in the show about zombies, I think it's episode 3, isn't it, Ethan?
I think so.
If you know which one I'm talking about.
I think I
And
do
that
know which
episode
one you're
was
talking
more
about.
relationships and
Yeah, I do know which one you're on about.
love and bonding, just kind of, and the apocalypse is in the background, and it just kind of
The
brings
best part about that
relationships.
episode as well is those characters show up in the game, and they are focused on a little bit in the game, but they get more of a focus in the show, which great. Love that they did that. I
Yeah.
think The Walking Dead can be paved for that. If The Walking Dead didn't exist, I don't think that studios would have took a chance on things like
Yeah, I agree with
The
that.
Last of Us.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think I think The Walking Dead's success has paved the way for a lot of stuff. But then again, it's not just The Walking Dead at the time that was playing with zombies, but it's The Walking Dead that did it the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we had World War Z and things like that
Yeah.
going on. Those movies. And they weren't bad, but The Walking Dead carried on. Those franchises haven't carried on. So it's things like The Walking Dead and 28 Days Later.
So you know, if for some reason you tuned into this episode and stayed all the way to the end, and you've never watched Walking Dead, we probably would recommend to go watch it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go give it a try.
Apologies for the spoilers.
Yeah.
But
But at least you're prepared.
go give it a try, because you'll probably like it.
If you
If
don't
you're into
like, if
zombies.
you're in my camp and you don't like it, then you don't like it. Like,
Yeah.
but if you're in those two guys' camp, you found a new show with a thriving fandom to this day.
Mhm.
It's one of those shows that, like, it's still got its fandom. Unlike other shows that hit it big at the same time, say Game of Thrones, that final season ruined it to the point where it doesn't really have much of a talking point anymore.
Mm.
Its sequel series does, but the original show doesn't.
Yeah.
Walking Dead's original show still has people talking about it. You can still strike up a conversation about the original show.
Yeah.
And they're rewatchable.
Yeah. Well, like I've just said, I've started watching them again.
Yeah, whereas I find a lot of series that I watched when they were first coming out, and you know, been a couple of years later, and I've tried to go back to the beginning. Quite a few of them seem quite aged to me now.
Yeah.
But yeah, go give it a watch if you haven't. Let us know what you
definitely.
think, and
And
let us know if you
the
agree in the
moment.
comments.
Yeah, and let us know which moment made you cry the most.
Yeah, definitely. And which moment made you happiest as well? Because there are some happy moments in there, like when Rick comes back and they all get together. Do you know what I mean? There are some good moments. Not many, but there's some.
And that's your homework for the week, reader.
Yes.
Let us know. Sorry. But yeah.
And with that, then, guys, we'll call this podcast episode to a close. So, as we always say around here, stay happy, stay healthy, And most of all, stay nerdy. See you in the next one. Bye.
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 Bye.